You've had some struggles in your life. You had an addiction.
Yes, I did.
And you said you weren't Tim. And not only did it affect you, it impacted others around you.
Yes.
How did this addiction come about?
Not really being sure who I am. You know, a lot of people, I can say this now, when we talk about haters, it's really the enemy in the inner me. I was fighting the enemy within me. I was married at the time and doing things, you know, not really knowing who I am, chasing things that's false. And just life just got a little bit aggressive. It got the best of me. And so to deal with all the pressures of life, it started with a dentist taking Vicodin. Then the Vicodin made me feel like Superman. It made me get over everything. And then all of a sudden, I found myself just taking it all the time. I had a doctor that was giving it to me at all the times. My mom was a great prayer warrior. She was in the church, and she told me she had a dream of me being like, my face was turning blue or something like that. And then I was on it I was taking like 160 milligrams a day of Oxycontin.
Wow.
And everybody that I know who done that has died. You know what I'm saying? So I think I even died, you know, at one point in time where I got out. I had an out-of-body experience where I was laying in the bed and I saw myself laying in the bed. And from that point on, you know, God has changed my mind, and I didn't go to a doctor. I did it cold turkey here. I just started weaning myself off. And you can put pills in front of my face. I could just look at it and be like, because I ain't gonna sit here and hold you. I'm like, it feels great. It's amazing, but it's not amazing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to be an advocate and talk about that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And I put my mind to it with the help of God and praying. He weaned me off. I didn't have to go be on another drug to get off a drug.
Right. Did the pill addiction impact your marriage? Did that have a role?
I think it impacted my whole life. God took me to the bottom, where when I got divorced, you know, divorce is like that thing, like a business. It destroys you. You lose everything.
Half of everything.
You lose everything. So for me, you know, it was a self-reflection for me. So I didn't mind going back to the crushing place, you know, because God needed to wake me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a redeem you, but I gotta humble you too. I gotta break you down and make me realize, because a lot of things in life I was taking for granted. You know, when we're young, we get money. It's just a lot of things I was taking for granted, and I just started appreciating little things like be able to stretch, you know, be able to still run, like my organs still work, that I still got my right mind, you know. It was just me, the drugs had me, because I was an introvert, and I felt like that being an introvert ain't gonna get you paid, because you can't be quiet, you gotta go out and mingle.
Yeah, you got.
So the drug helped me to do that. But people started to notice, like, Tim, you all right?
Did your work slip because of the pill addiction?
Oh, did it? God took my hearing away. I couldn't hear right. I remember I was in the studio with Tinashe, and I was playing this beat. And then when I thought about it, I was like, that was the wackest beat ever. But in my head, but I was still going through recovery stage. So I shouldn't have really gotten to that room.
Right.
But because I ain't no quitter, I'm gonna do it. But I know through me still getting off of the drug, I still had some relapse that still wasn't correct. And I couldn't hear properly. So I was trying to get back at something that God gave me, so I neglect the gift. I neglect music. I thought I was bigger than music. And that's not how it works.
Right.
You know, you gotta give God all the glory for what you have, your gift, and don't get above the gift. And I got above the gift. And the drugs had me like, I'm Timbo, everybody gonna come to me.
Right.
And then when I realized ain't nobody coming to me, you know what I'm saying? And my energy is wearing off on the world, and I didn't even know it in social media. Stuff I was saying was just all
Yeah, we reported that Jet Hove told you, said, man, don't do no more interviews.
Yep.
That's
what I'm trying to say. He's a prophet.
Right.
You know, even Drake told me. That's why I said, that's when I look at people like those guys are like special to the world. Like, you know, Drake, I think I did something, talk crazy on one revolt, and Drake like, yo, man, you don't want to do that and have to go back and apologize later. Like, you want to check it. Like, I commend people like that for correcting me. Right. And on my behavior. Chris Brown corrected me on my behavior. So I commend people, because that's what we need. Right. Even though it might cut to the night, I don't look at it as, what's up? What you trying to say? I don't look at it as a beef.
But see, that used to be how a community raised kids.
Exactly.
You remember when we were growing up, if the elderly people or somebody of older than you saw you do it wrong, they say, Tim, don't do that. Mm-hmm. Still, son, don't curse. You too young to curse. Or you too young to steal. You too young to smoke. But somehow we lost that now, that if we see other blacks and we try to correct them, let that man live. You being an Uncle Tom. You speaking bad, you speaking negative. But they thought enough of you. They say, man, Tim, this ain't you, man.
That's why I say it's love. That's why I love it. Like, because nobody got to say nothing to watch you fall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, once they give you the information, it's up to you to do what you do. Now, I didn't do it as much because the drugs had a little bit more toll. But once I started breaking myself off, weaning myself off, divorce, then all the stuff started coming out in my divorce. Like, who was doing this, not say behind my back, but stuff I wasn't paying attention to. Right. Because I fought me, because I could have be something different if I was paying attention. Right. So I can't say, oh, nobody did me wrong, because the drugs had my mind and thinking that I'm going to always be this, I'm going to always do that. Which is kind of like, you kind of need that mentality, because that mentality kept me going. Right. I didn't like how the mentality came on from a drug abuse. If it was just me being natural, being like, all right, that's what it is, because it's going to allow me to get out of the situation.
It's the things that makes us great that also makes us most fallible.
Exactly. Heroes and the villain in one.
What is a Timbo studio session like? I mean, is there ambiance going on? You got, what's a, we coming in, we got a studio. What time you normally you're setting? What time?
Which era are you talking about?
Okay, I guess these young dudes, they come to that thing at like midnight, 2 o'clock, 2 a.m.
Well, that's how I used to start.
Okay.
I didn't go to studio till like 1 o'clock.
So what the hell you doing? I mean, what? You ain't got no other job? Sleep?
Like a vampire. I'm gonna tell you, I was gone, and I was gone. I keep the shades down. I was in the dark, bro. I was in Get Out, for real. Like for real. Like I tell people now, people take me on lean and stuff. I be like, I know the feeling. I know the goodness of it, but I know the bad outweighs the good. Right. I slept with the shades down. Like, who sleeps in darkness? Right. I never wanted the shades up. I constantly just, the sunlight's hurt my eyes. That's darkness, man. Like, I ain't come out to the dark. Right. And I felt like, I look back at it like now, and Pharrell always had to like 9 to 5, I'm out of there. I was like, 9 to 5, I don't get started till 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, but now I look at it like I get better because, I train, I work out, I take care of my body, I do all of that. So I started around about like 12. Okay. And I try to stop at like 9 because my brain, look, I ain't got no more juices in me, bro. We got 2 hits today. Right. Okay? Because after that, I know it's going to be bull crap. I ain't going to fool myself. I'm going home and watch some TV, watch your show. You and Skip. You know what I'm saying? Rewind. Then I go back into a beat. So coming to a Timbaland session today is like I go in there with my team, a young producer, and I go in there and be Coach Timbo, and go in there, dictate, no, let's move this, let's change this, let's do this. And we go in there, we make about 3 or 4 hot ones, and like, let's go live life, let's go look at some TV, let's read a book, let's go look at something. Right. Because you can't just sit in there just constantly do music, you just repetitious. And after a while, you kind of like overloading. You have to like take a break. Right. And I've learned that through time, like taking a break helps you recover and come focused. Back.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we do something before 2 something.